Oh wait, off you go. Go on, play. Okay, so light and illumination is the theme of today's post. And I talked about this a bit in the last episode. I thought I'd come outside and talk about it out here. Oh, you pain. Go away. Now you should be able to see it's a fairly cloudy day today, and that really affects the shadows. It makes the shadows really soft. So the sun comes through the clouds and it breaks it up and it makes for really soft shadows. And that can actually be really good for portraits. So supposedly my face shouldn't look so ugly today. So actually filming or photographing on a bright day is not so good for portraits. And light is so important to cinematography, to photography, and therefore really important to 3D modeling and lighting your scenes in general. Hence my little competition, which is still going on the Discord server. So post your images, morning or night of a landscape ideally, then we can sort of see how the light interacts with different things. And the deadline for that is Wednesday at 12 midnight. So hopefully I'll get a chance to go through those on Thursday and talk about them. And I don't know we'll have a winner, but we'll have maybe the most interesting, and I'll talk through some of them. I'll be talking about some of them in this post as well. So when you're filming or photographing, light is probably the most essential thing. And good cinematographers make good photographers and vice versa. And those people are very good at scene construction and scene composition in 3D software. And that's why I'm really emphasizing it. What you should be noticing is that in the morning it's more bluer in terms of the tone, and in the evening it's more red. So if you've got an HDRI affecting your scene, the colors within that HDRI will greatly influence the models in the scene. That's why when you're starting off texturing and you're just getting the basic textures on your models, it's a good idea to have a very greyish HDRI in terms of the colour. Then if you decide to change your scene later on, you won't have to recolour your objects at all. Of course, if you're doing true PBR, then it should just adapt to the scene accordingly. I've really been enjoying the Discord chat, and it's great to sort of meet people in a sense, and it's really nice to get all your feedback. So I'm going to try as much as possible to get people's input and posts within this blog. So let's look at some of your posts now. Okay, so I'm back home, I've got my comfy slippers on, and let's have a look at some of your work. So Happy has sent us this picture, which just looks absolutely fantastic. So I'm assuming it's early in the morning, although it could just as easily be late at night actually. It does look quite orangey, but it's quite bluey at the edges, so I'm thinking early in the morning. And it illustrates my point. So the light is coming through the clouds, and it's breaking up and therefore casting very little shadow. So if you look around the bricks, they almost look like they're pasted on, or a 3D model or something like that, because there's so little shadow around the base of them. Really nice shot, thanks for that. The same thing here from Naylan. Really soft, grey day, very little shadow around things like the base of the car, or the houses look like they've got no shadow at all, and looks really flat. As opposed to this one by Tutukez15. Not sure how you pronounce it, my apologies. But this is a sunset, really bright, no clouds, so there's loads of shadow. This is actually known as low-key lighting, as opposed to high-key, which is really soft. Low-key has lots of shadow. This is from Tony Two Hands, and I thought they'd downloaded a screensaver or something because it looks so amazing. The sun's quite low in the sky, as you can see, because we've got a fair few long shadows, and there are a few clouds in the skies, but generally there's quite a lot of shadows around. It looks really amazing though. And interestingly, this is near a town called Dildo. Anyway, these are really interesting ones from Karthi, and he's in India. And I'm more interested in the architecture, it looks just fantastic, but the clouds are very grey, and again there's not that much shadow, it's quite a flat image. And they're just a few images, so I'm going to go through some more in the next blog. So it's important to think about these things when you're thinking about your HDR images. The colour they're giving off will affect your models. Is it high key, so quite soft and flat? Or is it low key with bright aspects and shadowy aspects? That will cause quite low key lighting. And that's just the HDRs. You've also got all the lights that you can add into the scene, and you've got sliders on those lights to make them soft or hard. So I do encourage you to post your images at whatever time of the day. I'm very interested to see just where people are from. It's fascinating. I'm absolutely loving looking at the Discord server and seeing all these images come up. And you just think, wow, all these people from all over the place just coming together. It just seems so fantastic. Absolutely loving it. So get posting. Deadline is Wednesday the 3rd, midnight. Thanks for watching.